Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to Community Crossfire. I'm the host, Sam Guy, and tonight I have a host with me, an additional host, a co-host. State Representative Charles Potter is here with me this evening. And before we get into this evening's show, the first thing we'd like to have is a moment of silence in connection with the events at Howard High School and the young lady that's now life no longer is with us. So we're going to have a moment of silence.
For Amy.
Okay, thank you for joining us for that moment of silence. State Representative Potter, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I just wanted to say that it was a very, very tragic and unfortunate situation, and that our prayers go out to all parties involved, and we're going to ask the Lord to bless Amy's family, and may she rest in heaven forevermore.
Okay. All right. Tonight, we want to do a couple of things. First and foremost, we want to remind everybody that this Tuesday, there's a primary election in Delaware. So the Democratic Party is engaged in a primary election, and the Republican Party is engaged in a primary election. So first and foremost, I want to encourage everybody to participate, to exercise their right to vote. That's an important right. Did you have any comments about the...
I too want to encourage everybody to get out and vote this Tuesday, April 26th. The polls open at 7 a.m., but I'm going to be a little biased here. I'm going to tell you get out and vote for Hillary Clinton because that's who I'm supporting, somebody with experience, someone who's been a senator for 2 terms, was the Secretary of State, and she's been in the White House before, so she knows her way around, not only the White House, but in Congress.
Yes, I too will be supporting Secretary Clinton as she runs for President of the United States in this primary. I'm not here tonight to bash her opponent. There's no need to. When you have a woman who was a nationally recognized attorney before her husband was the governor.
That's right.
And when you have a woman who spent 8 years as the first lady of the state of Arkansas, and she spent another 8 years as the first lady of the United States of America, she knows a lot about state government, and she knows a lot about the federal government, because just like President Obama, President Clinton was able to come home every night to a woman who was an attorney, and they both came home to women who people say are smarter than they are. So I know that they
I got the same thing in my house.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
Someone smarter than me.
All right. So I'm certain that she knows the ins and outs of being in the position of president. She wasn't the president, but she knows a lot about being the president. But in her own right, she was a senator from the state of New York, and President Obama appointed her to be the Secretary of State.
That's right.
So that means her experience at the state level government and her experience at the federal level and her experience in international affairs makes her a person who nobody can question her qualifications and her likely success as the President of the United States of America. And so I don't have to bash anybody else, but I know when I was the head of the NAACP and I was fighting to get some diversity in our federal government, I have an affinity for the Clintons because of my request directed to Senator Biden and then to the Clintons. That's how Greg Sleet became the first black U.S. attorney.
That's awesome.
And that's how he became the first black federal judge. So the Clintons, for me, have delivered in a lot of ways. Nobody's perfect.
No.
I can't say that her husband's term is her fault, nor does she get the full credit for it. But she's aware of what went on for a long period of time, and I trust in her. And
she's mentally tough. She is mentally tough. if you look at the things that Hillary Clinton has gone through, and most people couldn't withstand that. So number one, she's tough, she's smart, she has experience, she's ready, and a lot of people have opinions. But let me tell you some quick facts real clear and quick. She's won 7 states 2 times. She's won 20 states. Her opponent has 17. She has over 10 million votes, more than all of her other opponents, be it Bernie, be it Trump. Over 3 million or more, 2 million more than Trump. So, and the delegates. So there's no question, but we need to close the deal. We need you to come out and vote tomorrow at 11 o'clock. You can go downtown to the Queen. Hillary Clinton will be in town. She will be in town tomorrow at 11 at the Queen. It's on a first come, first served basis.
If you could run that video clip, we have a video clip that shows you what website to go to if you want to register for tomorrow's event. And so I just wanted you to have an opportunity to see it so that this evening you could go ahead on the internet and sign up. That's so are they able to run that clip while they're getting that set up?
Yeah, because I'm in the mood. We're
right.
ready to rumble, right?
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
This campaign.
Clip. So as you can see, you go to www.hillaryclinton.com/events and then /hit enter. Once you go there, they'll probably have you put in your zip code, and then it'll let you fill out your name and your address. That'll come up in just a second. So this will be the next page that comes up. And then you fill in your name, your email, and then you push that RSVP button, and you'll get a response that'll be sent to your email confirming that you've registered. So it's that simple. So make sure you do that tonight, and hopefully we'll see you at tomorrow's event. Now, once we come out of this clip, we're going to go to 3 photographs that we're going to talk to. So once they get those set up, we'll share with you some Hillary Clinton related activities that
it's been a lot going on. There's a lot going on. You several events. So he's going to show the clip there so you can talk about it.
In fact, go ahead and start to describe the one with the ladies in the picture.
Well, let me talk about this. This was a great event that was Women for Hillary, and in that particular clip you see a lot of women who have experienced some of the similar things. One in the second person is Mrs. McDowell from Delaware. Now she's joined by a panel of women, Nicole Bell, who's Sean Bell's widow, and Gwen Carr, who's Eric Gardner's mother. Remember Eric Gardner from New York with the cigarette situation? Geneva Reedville, Sandra Bland's mother, the young lady who was stopped in the state, and then 2 days later she was murdered, in our opinion. Then you have Maria Hamilton, Dontre Hamilton's mother. So each one of these women have experienced some similar things, but the greatness is about they had a Lord in their life, and they said they're not going to let their pain, they're going to turn their pain to gain.
So they had an opportunity with their common experience to spend some time together through the Hillary Clinton campaign, and I'm sure that Mrs. McDowell, that was probably an important experience for her.
Let me tell you how she got in there, and we want to thank Pastor Bullock and his wife. My wife Velda has been working with the McDowells, and she was able to have a conversation with the Bullocks to make sure they came together, and that took place. And they all say they support Hillary Clinton for president because she cares and understands, and they believe she can get the job done.
All right. Now we have 2 more photographs we'd like to talk to you about. This is a photograph from the event.
They look familiar.
In your district.
They look familiar.
So what happened over in your district early this week?
We had a big event for Hillary Rodham Clinton, and as you can see, former Mayor Nutter came. We had over 200 people came out to my office last Sunday, and we did some canvassing. And you see me, you see my best friend right there in that red tie. That guy looks familiar. He looks like the Honorable Sam Guy. And we're just out making sure people get the word that Hillary Clinton for president. Can we say Madam President? Can we say Madam President?
Sure, we can say Madam President.
Okay, that's what we want to be saying.
Sure. And then we have one more event that we'd like to talk to you about.
You explain that one.
Okay, today at the Hollywood Grill, President Clinton came through and visited with everyone who was there. And of course, somehow we were there.
Somehow.
State rep.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we had an opportunity to meet and greet with President Clinton. I had an opportunity to talk to him a little bit about his original campaign.
Right.
That was back when we did some heavy work to here in the city of Wilmington to send a Clinton delegate to the National Convention. We had to fight hard for that.
Oh, man, that was really exciting. President Clinton, you know, he just came in and people's faces just lit up, you know, and he just stopped and talked and took pictures with everybody because they are people persons. You know, they want to make you feel comfortable, to know that they hear you. He talked to everybody in there, took pictures, took selfies, even took a picture with me and you. How about that?
Hey,
Can't do any better than that, huh?
Can't beat that.
Three warriors, right?
That's right. So, you know, what I want you to remember is that that Hillary Clinton, she's not running because Bill was the president. This is a woman who in her own right has a track record. And here's what I want you to remember. There's always haters for people who are working hard. And Hillary Clinton, I want you all to remember.
Is it hating or jealousy?
Well, whatever it is, but I want you all to remember this. The Republicans have been the ones who have been throwing rocks at the Clintons since the beginning of time.
Right.
It's the Republicans. So when people try to say she has all of these negatives, it's because the Republicans who hate the Clintons
they got it started.
Kept throwing rocks.
Right.
It wasn't Democrats who were hating on the Clintons. It was the Republicans. So they've managed to try to give her a bad name. But those of us who support Hillary Clinton, we're not going for that okie doke of them trying to give her a bad
And
name.
guess what? We like Bernie. But now it's time for all the people out there supporting Bernie Sanders. He's a great candidate. He's done a great job. But the numbers don't lie. We want us all to come together as good Democrats, work together, and defeat any of the Republican, whoever's left over there. Because we have a plan, we have a great message, and we're going to keep this country. The country is already great. So we're going to make things even better.
And that's about the summary of it all.
But, you know, let me mention why we played the promo for The Bottom Line. You saw a promo come on about The Bottom Line. Now, The Bottom Line is a news show we've been doing for the past 6 months. It's the only live news station on TV in Wilmington or in Delaware.
That's
it. And it comes on every Monday night from 8 to 9 p.m., and it replays from 5 to 6 on Fridays. We have a great cast. We have news that you can use that's up and down the state and national news. We have roundtable. We have interviews. We have sports in a section called That's Crazy. So you can catch us on YouTube. Any of the shows you missed, YouTube, The Bottom Line, or Facebook us. It's a great show. And we'll be on tomorrow night talking about Hillary Clinton and talking about some other things in this neighborhood, news that you can use.
So we've gone through several events that the Clinton campaign has had here in Delaware. Normally, folks don't show up here in Delaware. Normally, there's not a lot of activity here in Delaware. So we've had the event with the ladies who have had the common experience with Mrs. McDowell through the Hillary Clinton campaign. We've had the event today with President Clinton, and we've had the event the week before with former Philadelphia Mayor Nutter coming through, knocking doors.
You know, a lot of people said, guess what they were saying? Oh, she'll never show up. Bill won't come. Hillary won't come because Delaware is too small. They don't care about Delaware. Now what do you have to say? The Clintons are here. They're in town. You know, they're getting around amongst the people. So now we need you to get out and vote. Your vote is really important. When people are talking about in the Republican Party, making America great again, you got to say, what does that mean? Each one of us will think something different. Some people say, well, they're trying to take us back 400 years. Some people say they want to destroy America. You know, anytime you hear Donald Trump talking about, and all these people saying, well, he's going to bring jobs, but he doesn't even approve of an increase in minimum wage. So what is he going to do for you? Can you believe that?
That's right. When folks talk about making America great again, America is great. We know it's not perfect, and we spend all our time working trying to make it a better place. And
Sam,
I
we've been on the
support
bottom
Clintons.
line. Yeah, so do I. You and I have been on the bottom line for a long time. Even when people saying, well, that guy, that Potter, they're too liberal, they're too radical, because we support people and getting things done, and we get things done. We don't care what the newspapers say. We don't care what the radio says. We're razor sharp focused on helping our people, and we don't bend or bow like a lot of other elected officials or people who's supposed to be strong. You know, and you hate to say it, there's not a lot of real men left, but we need more real men. You know, with the situations happening in our families, you know, these days, you need real men. A real man isn't somebody that, you know, you can't help your family while you're in jail. You can't help your family if you're unemployed. You know, you have to be a real man, whatever it takes to survive and help your family and be there for your children. And that's part of the problem now. We don't have enough men around for the children, working in their neighborhoods, in our schools, or going to meetings and standing up. You got more women standing up, being manly than men.
Got to be willing to take a position.
Yeah, and take a punch.
Right. So we're here tonight. We're not pulling any punches.
Can we bring another picture up again?
Voting, and we believe in voting, and we believe in participation, and we believe in you having the right to express your point of view. We're just here tonight sharing our belief that President or Secretary Clinton is the person we need as our next president. What pictures did you want to pull?
Yeah, you know, right there, look at Bill. You know, he's still getting around, hanging out, and I mean, did you see how he really approached the people and talked to them? And people were smiling. If you go to WDEL, there's some information about him coming to Wilmington today. And if you go to Delaware Online, and they got tons of pictures and look at the expressions on the people's face. The people are just so happy to say, come on, it's Clinton time again.
That's right. If you can cue up that registration video again, we'll show that once you get a chance. But throughout the country, all elections matter. Normally, by the time they get to Delaware, our votes really don't matter. It's already been determined who the nominee is going to be. This year, Delaware matters, whether it's the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. Delaware's votes matter, and that's why folks are coming here and trying to fight. But the Clintons, this is home base for the Clintons.
I'm going to pull my Real Clear Politics while you're talking about that.
Here we go, Wilmington GOTV with Hillary Clinton. Again, go to www.hillaryclinton.com/events/ and then hit enter. And it'll take you here. Once you get to this page, you'll be able to put in certain information about your zip code. It'll take you to this page where you sign up. When you put your email in and you hit RSVP, then they will send you an email to whatever email you put in there, and then they'll confirm that you have signed up to come to the event on the Market Street Mall tomorrow. Go ahead.
Hey, look, I'm getting high tech. My sons and wife showed me how to use this. Now, if you go to a site called Real Clear Politics, and it gives you facts, not opinions, because people got all these opinions, just like I want you to go to fact check all the stuff about the great job President Obama has been doing. When he came in, gas was at $5, it's down to about $2. You know, him and Bill Clinton are the only two presidents that had helped reduce the deficit. So when you go to Real Clear Politics, it's going to tell you that you need 2,382 delegates to win the nomination. Right now, Hillary Clinton has 1,941 delegates, and Sanders has 1,191. Last I checked, 1,900 is higher than 1,100. Would that be correct?
It sure is.
Okay, now I want to go to the popular vote real quick, if I can. See, Sam, I'm getting a little high tech here.
All right.
Hillary Clinton has 10,404,655 votes. Bernie Sanders has 7,700,000. That's 2.6 million more than Sanders. So apparently people are voting for her. Is that correct?
Seems real clear to me.
Real clear?
Yeah.
And in the last election in New York, Hillary had over 1 million votes. That was more than all three of the Republicans put together. So if we could, which we will, bring our party all the way together and get the Bernie people with the Hillary people, it shouldn't be a problem, but we got to make sure we get out and vote. Can't take nothing for granted. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, First come, first serve. Get in line, come to the Queen Theater there on 5th and Market Street. Get in line and come in and see Hillary.
And then the next day, make sure you vote on Tuesday. Now keep in mind, you're voting for your personal record because folks keep track of who voted.
That's right.
And you're voting for your neighborhood because the neighborhoods that have the most folks voting, politicians notice that, whether it's
That's
a
right.
presidential primary, a regular primary, or a general election. So
Yes.
you want to make sure that you show up so folks know that your neighborhood is important based on you saying you're important. So if you have a lot of problems in your neighborhood, you better make sure everybody in your neighborhood shows up and votes.
Hey, Sam, that's really interesting because I have over 22 civic groups in my first rep district. And if you come into the first rep, and we love the whole city, but it is beautiful. People care about it. They don't want you hanging around on the corners, because they talk about their property values. So people who live in the other areas of the city or the county, make sure you have a civic group. Make sure you participate, because when people come out to look to say, well, if you're not voting, then we say you count, but most people say you don't count and that you won't get the services that you need. So you keep playing around, and then when you need help and you don't have somebody representing you who looks like you, then it's your own fault.
Now, there's a reason why Mayor Nutter came to the area of Wilmington that he came to.
That's right.
It's not that there's any area of the city of Wilmington that's better than any other area, but everybody in politics, from the top of the state to the bottom of the state, knows that the highest concentration of registered Democrats that actually vote are up in that first city council district and in that first state rep district. And that's why Hillary Clinton sent her surrogate, Michael Nutter, to start door knocking in the first. Nobody's better than anybody. It's just that the numbers tell where the voters are and where the Democratic voters are. So all elections in Delaware start in the first.
Well, we want you to feel good about this election coming up. And every morning you get up, say, boy, do I feel great. Think of something good to do. Stick with your family and believe you can and you will. That's my motto. And get out and vote on Tuesday and vote and get your family members to vote for Hillary.
Okay, again, vote for Hillary Clinton. And what we would like to do is thank you for joining us tonight. Sam Guy, Charles Potter, signing off, Community Crossfire.
Thanks for having me, my good friend.
Thanks for coming.
All right, no problem.
Hillary Clinton.
We in this together all the
That's
way.
right, all the way,
Let me
man.
get on the bumps, man. All right.